Good day, everybody. Wow. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about vitamin D. So many of us have probably heard about it. We've heard, hopefully, that during the winter months, because we barely get any sun, that vitamin D supplementation becomes that much more important. And you could take that one step further, depending on where you're living while you watch this video. Most of us in the northern hemisphere don't get enough sufficient UV light for more than July and August, pretty much. So you have to have the UV index be about 3 or higher, which only occurs year round around the equator. So vitamin D is obviously pretty important. It is a fat soluble vitamin. So what that means is that you want to, when supplementing with it, you want to make sure that you take it with some sort of fat supplementation or food. That way it absorbs within your system. If you just drink it with water on an empty stomach, it's kind of wasted money going down into the toilet. So in order to absorb vitamin D, which it'll help with bone density, immune system health, diabetes, heart disease, risks of cancer decrease with vitamin D supplementation. There's a lot of upside. This is probably one of my top 3 recommendations in terms of vitamins. It's super cheap, super useful, and you don't really, the pills are tiny. You don't really need to worry about taking it at a certain time of day, all that kind of stuff. So ultimately, with vitamin D, the current recommendation is a recommendation to make sure that most people are not at least deficient, but that doesn't necessarily mean optimal. And because we know that there are so many upsides to vitamin D supplementation, you're better off trying to stay within an optimal range as opposed to just a non-deficient range, which increases quite a bit. So the recommendation is to typically have anywhere between 2 to 5 what they call IUs, international units, of vitamin D a day during the times of year that you know you're not getting enough sun. So for me here in Maine, that means ultimately most of the year. And if I'm not getting to the beach and outside all that often, even during the nice months, then I'm probably still going to supplement with vitamin D, just not necessarily every day. I might do it 3 or 4 days out of the week. So if you have any questions on vitamin D supplementation, please don't hesitate to ask myself or any of the other coaches. But it's definitely one of the top ones that I think that you should be taking, especially if you're here at the facility or anywhere in the northern hemisphere where you're not really getting all that much extreme exposure to sun year round. All right, talk to you soon.